TV, couples and Christmas trees, gift wrapping and cheer. Just the worst time to be with someone special. In all the movies there, kissing in the snow, holding hands and mittens, baking together at home. Not like the movies when I'm walking in the snow, cold hands and mittens, eating gingerbread home alone. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, snowflakes in my hair, carols playing in the air. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, red bow in my hair, sleigh bells in the air. The only thing I'm missing is you. Stockings on fireplace, but in my living room, a single one with my name, knit sweaters and lace. Dressed up alone on the couch during cold winter days. In all the movies there, kissing in the snow, holding hands and mittens, baking together at home. Not like the movies when I'm walking in the snow.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome to a little Christmas book reading vlog. Literally haven't done like reading vlogs all year, and then I know I posted one at the end of November, and I'm doing this one. Basically, other than what I've read so far, I've actually never read like a Christmas romance book, so I thought why not just try some out this year, have a little fun with it. So I've started off with Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake. She is the same author of like a interconnected standalone trilogy that I read earlier this year, and they're all sapphic romances. And so is this one. I decided to start off with this book simply because I was at the bookstore last month and I saw it, and I was like, you know what, I've actually never properly read a Christmas romance book. I like this author, I've read some of their work before, and so I really want to see their take on a Christmas romance. I'm up to chapter 9 at the moment, and it's just under 100 pages into the book. I've got a fair way through, and I'm actually physically reading this book, which, if you know me on my channel, is not the usual case for me. I am a audiobook girly, but I did want to really read this one, so I am physically reading it. And yeah, at the moment I'm really liking it. It is a second chance romance between some ex-fiancés who are being forced together. So we've got some forced proximity, and they're being forced together over the Christmas holidays and being forced into this like singles thing because one of them decided to pretend not to know the other one. So everyone around them doesn't know that they actually know each other and were literally about to be married. That's basically all I know about it so far, but at the moment I'm really liking it. We've just gotten to the point where they're doing some like horseback riding and they're being forced together for that. I can see kind of where the plot's going with it, but at the moment I'm really liking it. It is written in third person, just because I know some people aren't a big fan of third person writing. I don't mind it, like it genuinely does not bother me. I'll read in like first or third person, it genuinely doesn't bother me, but I'm really liking it so far. I'm really liking the writing. I'm really liking the characters. I like the variety of characters we have been given within this book. Like sometimes you can read a book and a lot of like the side characters feel very like one-dimensional and like they're just there, but I like the way every single character has been written, and every single character has such a unique personality and they're all different, but they all work together really well. So I'm really liking that.
Cold enough to make you shiver, but not cold enough to snow. Cold enough to know it's winter, perfect time to say our first hello.
I'm I'm very sorry for the washing machine you can probably hear behind me, and that I look like a bald egg. Just coming to update because I've actually finished Merry Little Meet Cute, which I have not talked to you guys about yet. So I had this book it's on Kindle Unlimited, and it's also on Spotify. I was planning on starting this book after I finished Make the Season Bright, but I had finished the other audiobook I was listening to. Like, I always have some sort of like physical / Kindle book on and then a different audiobook on. So that's usually the situation. And I finished the audiobook that I was listening to, and I had lots of driving I had to do over last weekend. And so I decided to see if A Merry Little Meet Cute was on Spotify, and it was. So I started it last Friday. It is currently Friday today, so it's been a week. I did film a clip kind of explaining what it was, but I've somehow lost it, so we will be redoing that. But basically, A Merry Little Meet Cute is another fun little romance story, because I feel like that's just kind of like the Christmas books you read, is a fun little romance book. I got it because I kind of had seen the title and the cover before, but I didn't really know too much about it. And then I was looking on Kindle Unlimited for some Christmas books specifically for this video, and it came up, and so I looked into it and it seemed really fun. So you have B. Hobbs, and she is I don't know if I can say this, she's a corn star. If you get my meaning, she's a corn star. And she also does their version of OF, like under a different name, and I really can't remember what it's called, but their version of OF. And she accidentally gets cast into a Hope Channel Christmas movie, which is kind of like Hallmark Christmas movies. You know the type of Christmas movie I'm talking about. So she accidentally gets cast into one of those, and they don't know that she is a corn star and their version of OF creator. So that's already interesting in itself. But her co-star that gets cast is Nolan Shaw, who happens to be a former boy band member for her favorite band growing up. If you ever read fan fiction growing up, this is literally like the type of fan fiction you would read, but it's actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was such a fun concept and like a unique story. It's also very spicy for those who like do or do not want that. I will say it's very, very spicy. I mean, you kind of have to expect that, it being on Kindle Unlimited and she's a corn star. It's written by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simon or Simone. I'm not too sure how you pronounce her last name. I really liked it. I really liked the writing. I kind of liked how they dealt with, not dealt with, but how they wrote about like corn stars and OF creators, their role in the entertainment industry, and how that shouldn't also define who they are, and they are able to do other things with their life. So I really like how they did that. I literally finished it probably like 10 minutes ago, so I'm not too sure on like my final rating. I do want to like sit on it and think about it for a little bit, so I'll probably do ratings for all of the books at the end of the video. But an update on where I am on Make the Season Bright. I'm also almost finished this book. I am on chapter 23, page 254. So I think I only have about just under 100 pages left. I'm in a parking lot and there's so many people walking past and driving by. Anyway, thought I would give a little update. I've now completed book 1 technically of this vlog, which is Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake, I think. I really enjoyed it. It was really good. I started obviously this vlog with that book, so it set my expectations for Christmas reads pretty high. After a little bit, like, I was really loving it. I was really loving the characters and the tension and like the secrecy within it. But I think after a while, the secrecy kind of just started to annoy me. Like, people just weren't talking or communicating with each other, which can get a bit on my nerves in books sometimes when people just don't communicate. Like, a lack of communication is a big thing for me. And I think after a while, I just kind of got a bit bored towards the end, but I did really enjoy it. I didn't see a good reason why the characters should stay together. The main thing was they just had lots of history. They had years and years and years of history. You could see they both had changed so much since they were children, and to me that just kind of like, it didn't make sense for them to be together. Like, they just changed so much and they kind of wanted different things. So I don't understand that part of the book, but most of the book was pretty good and I did really enjoy it. I just don't think they should have ended up together, just based on like their lifestyles and everything, and like obviously they can change and make it work, but I just personally think they shouldn't have been together. Okay, so there was meant to be a third book in this video and I did start to read it, but the writing of it just kind of wasn't it. Like, I just didn't really like the writing. It felt really immature and like not a lot of thought was put into the writing, and so it just didn't interest me. So I decided to stop reading it, and so there's just going to be the 2 books in this video, but I thought I would give like final thoughts on those books. So the first book I started was Make the Season Bright, and that started off really well. I really was enjoying it. I liked the writing, the story. I think it was really good. Like, I've read 3 other books by the author of that, so I knew I liked her writing style and the way she writes her characters. So I was really excited to see her interpretation of a Christmas book, and it genuinely started off really well. Like, I was really enjoying it and I liked the story. I think what stopped me from reading it because I was reading it a lot at first, and I think what stopped me was the miscommunication, or not but the lack of communication. Like, both main characters just weren't telling their supposed new best friends anything about their past, and I don't know if it's just a me thing because I'm such an oversharer and I will tell literally anyone I meet everything about me, but they just weren't telling it, and I'm like, this secrecy between you and this supposed new best friend you have, like, it outlines why they don't, but like, it just was annoying me. And like, at first it's fine, but when you get to 80% of the way through the book and the best friend still doesn't know anything about your past, I was like, bro, it's just not it. So that really started to annoy me after a while about that one, and I genuinely don't believe that the 2 characters should have ended up together. So it's like a second chance romance book. These 2 characters were like childhood best friends, became lovers, got engaged, and then one of them left the other like at the altar, and honestly for like good reason. Like, I fully understand why this person did, and so I genuinely don't think these 2 characters should have ended up together. Like, their lives just became so different and like weren't compatible anymore. So, and I feel like the relationship was really forced just because they have history. I still did enjoy it, but I think it's probably only going to be like a 3.5 stars, maybe a 3, just because I don't know, I wasn't vibing with it after a while, and I haven't really thought about it since I stopped reading it, and that it's been like a week and a half. But the other book I read was A Merry Little Meet Cute, and I genuinely had very low expectations going into this book. One of my friends who's also a big reader kind of like started this book but didn't finish it. Like, she didn't vibe with it, and like, she's a very harsh critiquer of a book, but she usually likes a lot of books. So the fact that she was like, oh, I didn't finish it, I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of went into it with really low expectations, but I so thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, I loved the concept of this book. I think it was really fun, and like, it's not a book that you take seriously. Like, it's genuinely just a fun little Christmas romance book. Like, it's not a book you take seriously, and that's what I went into it thinking. So I think that really helped with my own opinion. But literally, once I started that, because I audiobooked that one, I genuinely just was constantly thinking about it and wanting to listen to it. So I think that speaks volumes into which of the books I most enjoyed. And I think for A Merry Little Meet Cute, I'll probably give it like a 4 plus, maybe 4.25 stars, because I genuinely really enjoyed it. I recommended it to 2 of my friends. One of them started reading it and she also really loves it. It's just like a fun little silly time, and we love that. I think out of the 2, I definitely really liked A Merry Little Meet Cute a lot more than I did Make the Season Bright. And honestly, for Christmas books, I genuinely had really low expectations going into them, so I am pretty pleased honestly with the outcome of the books. I don't know if it's just the books themselves or if a lot of Christmas books are like this. Plus, like I said, I had really low expectations going into both of these, because my expectation was this is going to be like a Hallmark movie type fun little cringy romance book, and that's exactly what I wanted. I did really want to try the Christmas thriller. Like, I think that would be really fun, and I might try it again next year, but I think this year it just wasn't the vibe, and I just kind of wasn't vibing with it or really wanting to read it. So I thought instead of just forcing myself to read it, I would just DNF it or leave it on the shelf for later. Yeah, so this is gonna be probably like the only video for December and the last video of the year, which is sad but also really exciting. I'm excited for the new chapter of my life that I'm going into. Don't worry, I will, not that anyone actually watches these, but I will be documenting. Don't mind the half done makeup, but that is today's video. Hope you like it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the new year. Bye.
It's the end of the year. Everywhere on TV, couples and Christmas trees, gift wrapping and cheer.